Right, there we are. Okay. There we go. Move the chair up. Move the chair back. There we are. How you doing there, Chrome? Hello there, Drive Ross. You can actually hear the start. Indeed it is there, silly chickens. Still love that name. Okay, so I spent the last few hours today doing some translation work. I have yet more shit to do for history, of which I do not know. I just know that I have something to do, and it must be done. So, we will get the stream done, and then I will worry about that. You may be wondering why I'm so excited. I am not. It is simply the tiredness. Alright, okay, so regarding this turn, I did have an email from... How you doing there, Vulcan? Hello there, Parmentier. Yes. From Dadman, he sent alongside the turn saying, the slow blade pierces the shield, which is a reference to June. When... I forget the names, but obviously there's Patrick Stewart and the guy who plays... Oh, I forget his name now. Oh, Christ, what's his name? Paul Atreides, I forget the actual actor's name. But anyway, it's when Paul and Patrick Stewart, who I forget the actual character name, it's just Patrick Stewart, is practicing with the blades and the shield, and it's the slow blade that pierces the force field. And so then I sent to him, did you just send a Jude reference? And he says yes, but just wait until you see what's coming. I'm like, oh, well, I guess we kind of knew it. Time is the fire which we burn, Captain. Fuck's sake. Well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be certainly very interesting to see where he pops up, if indeed at all he pops up. It's an interesting one. We kind of have been awaiting it. We kind of anticipated something like this would happen, if it does indeed happen. Yes, I think. I kicked a bunch of them and banned a few more. I don't know if I got all of them, because I didn't know who was a important and real person at one point. There is Acularis and... Oh wow, that's nice of them, yeah. Yeah. Other people did things to me, which was nice. So it's very hard for me to keep up with many things at the moment in time. Right, okay. So, from what he said on the emails, it does seem as if the carriers will make a play today. Oh, that is the I-1 there. So we see the AK Castle. That's a shame we didn't actually get to hit there, but that's interesting. I wonder if the Castle's coming into Wake or going out from Wake. That would have been a nice pickup there had we hit that. We may yet pick up on it, but at least we know if there's a ship in that area, either potentially going to Wake or leaving Wake. Oh, that's awesome there. Ah, thank you very much for letting me know about it, Vulcan. That's much appreciated. Yeah, it's kind of crazy when that happened, because it was literally as I went to bed, woke up in the morning like, okay, everything's burning, what happened? That's fun. Okay. Hey, doing that, husband? It indeed it is. Oh, there we go, yes! Oh, yes! Caster, that's what we want to see there. I6 picks up on the caster there, that's very good news there. We miss with the torpedo, but we do hit with the actual shells. Which, come on, hit with the actual torpedoes. And another miss. And another miss. Really? And another miss. Just, wow. I6 misses again. And finally hits. Jesus. That's honestly impressive. Oh, we actually take a hit in return because, well, it took so many times for us to actually hit the goddamn thing. And there we go, we hit it with another torpedo. Yeah, the caster there really should not require as much attention. Yeah, it decides to submerge due to damage. That was incredible there. Yeah, that was a lot of torpedoes there. That was indeed a lot of torpedoes. Mm-hmm. Might need a new torpedo officer, yeah, indeed. She doesn't go down yet. But she's taken 2 torpedoes, was it there? She took a few shell hits. I can't imagine she's going to make it too far there. Okay, that's a thing. Huh, okay. That's ballsy as all hell. How the hell did he get through? And if he's going for a Doolittle raid, he's going to find that really rather amusing. Chiba. Interesting. There's not that many aircraft at Chiba as far as I'm aware. It's very bold. No, I'm going to give it to him. That's actually surprising. Oh, I take that back. Yeah, so there's quite a few aircraft there. Well, not that many. Not that many destroyed, but yeah, damage there. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. And we've seen another bombardment out here then. San Francisco. Speed it up. He's a sneaky little bugger, isn't he? Sneaky little bugger. New Orleans there. Wow. Honestly, I'm quite surprised that he's made it through here, but this, yeah. Looks like the Americans here as well. I mean, maybe this is where the carriers are. So we've seen a few Kate's damage there. We do have more aircraft on the Homelands. Yeah, and before 1st Marine Division lands. Right, it's bombarding Chiba again, which kind of sucks. So he's going to cause some damage there at Chiba. We do have more aircraft in the home islands, but honestly, that's rather surprising. Interesting move, very interesting move. Honestly, I don't think I think it's the one move we didn't really think was actually going to happen. But okay. I mean, it's a very brave move. So we'll have some aircraft lost today, which kind of sucks, but not huge amounts there. Couple there. Really bold move there. I'll be really interested to see what happens next. I mean, if it's surface ships, okay. We can kind of deal with that. Yeah. I think it's hard to really say anything like that, really. I suppose it shows that we have to be more fastidious on the home islands. But I'm pretty sure that we do have naval search on the home islands. I mean, it's honestly not something we tend to expect to happen. In all honesty, I'm sure we have naval search set up. I mean, it's not infallible. It's extremely surprising. Yeah, I'd be very interested to see how it goes from here then, really. How you doing there, PGG? Good to have you, my man. Are some of the bombers on strike missions? Not in Japan, not on the home islands. At least none of them I'm aware of. I mean, it's one of these things we don't often take a look at the home islands for that sort of action there. It's an interesting one. I imagine he's going to be looking to sink shipping, but in fairness, we can put the shipping into port. It causes a temporary disruption, but there's not a huge deal of shipping actually in the Tokyo Bay area. The vast majority of the shipping takes place, like, by Nagasaki. And obviously to the north. Right. Oh, so it looks like, yes, okay, so he does have these carriers out here in this area then. Okie dokie. Very interesting. It's surprising, actually, but that's a very bloody bold move, and it will be interesting to see how it works out there. We do have Shoho in Yokosuka Yokohama. Now, he may be looking to, like, port strike there, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens. It's amazing, actually. I'm quite surprised he's actually managed to make it through without being detected, but it's a bloody bold bastard. But even so, there's only so much damage he can cause, I say now, but we'll see. Tatman watching our RPG. I like that. Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do there. I mean, this is it. There's not many areas where he could have actually really... Well, yeah, no, that's surprising. That's surprising, actually. I mean, we do have a lot of aircraft in the homelands. I'll be interested to see what happens. Okay, there we go. Caused 120 casualties there with the bombers. Yeah, I do have Sally's in here as well. They're going to be shifted north, but they're going to be used against the forces over here at Aichang temporarily. How you doing there, Hasman? He came for him. I bet Dadman's like giggling away right now, but it's a very bold move. I mean, this is it. It will be interesting to see in the light of day what the situation's like, because his way out isn't going to be very easy at this moment in time. I do have a bunch of submarines at Paramashirojima we're going to have to put to sea. I meant to put them to sea last time, but forgot. Causing a few casualties over here, which is quite nice. Obviously, this is clear terrain. It looks like he's not moving at this moment in time. Oh, there we go. We've seen some pretty decent casualties there with the bombers, which is quite handy. Yeah, they are. No, you're right, Verboken. They're doing some pretty good damage there. Obviously, we'll keep that bombing up. Okay. Now, he knows how to keep a game at sight, and I mean, who the hell would have expected a Doolittle sort of raid there? Oh, of course, it's SP fucking freeze. For fuck's sake, I hate these guys. It doesn't really much matter, we'll make it there anyway. Even in combat mode, they still move pretty quickly. That's a few SP freeze though, isn't it? I wonder if they're flying out from Hami. That is quite a few, but I wonder if these have come from chunking, or are these ones that are based in the north anyway? As it's attempted to strafe there. I mean, strafe with MG, so I don't know how effective that is going to be against tanks, really. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Hokkaido. There we go, so we see SB freeze there. Yeah, Hokkaido I could have expected, and we do have actual assets at Hokkaido looking for that sort of thing. But yeah, Chiba is pretty bold. Now, it'd be very interesting to see how he actually follows up with that, really. It was. We have a sub-chaser go down there. I think that was due to the naval surge. Interesting. Yeah, I mean... well, this is it, really. The Kiribatai is in a position now where the Kiribatai... Well, obviously the Kiribatai could swing to the north, perhaps. I can't... I mean, this is it. It's hard to make a proper decision, because we don't know what he has out there exactly. Right, so seeing PBYs. We are seeing Allied aircraft out there, but shot down at PBY there. Right, so we are seeing the Allied forces just off the coast of Japan there. Interesting. He can cause damage, but... to be honest, I mean, we do have assets that are in port, so they're in the best place that they can be to survive. There's not a huge deal out of Tokyo. And the majority of the assets are like Osaka, Nagasaki, they could be shifted. Oh, here comes the raid. So he's raiding Yokohama, Yokosuka, so it looks like he's going for a port strike. Yep, he's going to probably simply Shoho. But okay, if she survives, we'll be interested to see that. So looks like he's going to be taking the Shoho out here today. That is honestly not what we expected to happen, to be honest, but we'll see. Speed things up. If she survives, I'll be rather happy. Oh well, we'll see. There's not a huge deal at Yokohama, Yokosuka. So 4 bomb hits, heavy fires with damage. Kitagami, goddammit, leave those guys alone. AVs there. Not a huge deal of damage. I mean, damage, don't get me wrong, but could have been worse. Yeah, who'd have thought he'd have come for Tokyo? Who'd have thought? I know it's huge, but don't get me... Like, I mean, this is it. That's damage, but he hasn't sank anything as of yet. Oh, Shoho goes down. Ah, oh well. Possibly so. I mean, this is a very unexpected move, but we'll take it from here, really. Right, so shock attack in there. Looks like we do get a base at last. Well, in fairness, I mean, who would have thought that Yokohama Yokosuka would have been attacked? Okay, we do finally take that base there, which is good. Okay. I decided to go ahead and actually order a bombardment attack at Changsha. The reason being, one, to really take a look at what he has there. So we can see there's 2 strong cores there. see group armies over here. But I want to actually try to use up some of his actual supply there, put the pressure on him if I can. So we take the casualties there, but we can get a good sense of how much he actually has. Attacking over here with the 6th Division. Ideally, I can drive out the 26 Chinese Corps. I'll probably have to shift the bombers over here to just make sure that happens if it doesn't happen this turn. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this turn. But casualties are very light there. Yeah, so we could probably wait a day and then attack again. Oh, that's over here, actually. I thought he was attacking us there for a second. Attacking the 72nd Chinese Corps there. 164 to 75. Looks like, yes, his supply is out. So we'll have to just obviously wait him and attack again. Try and force him to surrender there. Attacking over here then. 17th Division's finally caught up there. So we find 3 corps. Relatively mid-sized corps. But we do kick... Oh, actually, I thought we were bound to kick them out there. Pretty good result there, actually, in fairness, with those results. Adjusted defense there, 616. Well, actually, no, I misread it there. Other way around. Yep, okay. But we've checked him there, so that's good. We are shock attacking over here to Kanshan. I think we should be able to win that. I'm hoping we do. 3-1 there. Looks like we do win that. Yes, we do kick him out of Kanshan, which is good news. He retreats towards Kukong. Yes, there we go. Across there. So 1,558 casualties, 2 destroyed, 52 disabled, 5 disabled, 13. We inflict 3,713 casualties, 58 destroyed, 7, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good, we force him back across there, take it. We do have our bombardment attack over here to Kyanko. It's interesting to see that his cores, he does still have some decent cores, but the strongest core looks to be the 14th, at least from what I can see here on the screen, whether or not it actually shows everything. He does have some artillery regiments and some heavy mortar regiments. I'll speed that up. Yeah. I mean, it sucks to lose in Shoho. Kinda sucks because we didn't really get much chance to use her. But in fairness with Shoho, she did serve a very vital purpose by allowing us to resize a lot of squadrons. So we'll have to take a look there. We'll have more CVLs come in. I mean, it sucks, it weakens our carry capacity, but it's not as if I really envision having much carry capacity in the future anyway. Now, ideally, we can actually engineer the situation to a point where we can actually engage him with a Gilbertai. That would be nice. Yeah, as Infinite Monkey say, so if he sticks around, then we can do quite a bit there. Well, that's quite nice. So we have 6 guns lost there, 2 destroyed, 4 disabled, 1 vehicle destroyed, 3 disabled. We inflict 487 casualties with the bombardment there. So 15 squad destroyed, 22 disabled. 1 engineer, sorry, 1 non-combatant destroyed, 1 disabled, 1 engineer destroyed, 1 disabled there. So that's actually pretty good there. So we can see that we we do have quite the firepower advantage there, so we can keep that up each turn. We are attacking over here at Lucina. Looks like he has been diminished to such a point where we should ideally take it today, unless some sort of act of God. Hey, don't know, hello, Schnackbar. We're going to do little raid. Alright. I think we should be able to take it. These guys have been really, really lucky for some reason. But I think that, yeah, there we go. So they're finally done with. So thank God, Luzon now is entirely ours at long last. So that was a situation that should not have persisted any longer than it did, but there we go. So we have 6,346 there, walk into captivity, which is nice. Bombard and sort of fire again. Got too little. It's making me think of the film now. Yeah, I just need to get the forces massing down here. I mean, it looks like we're destroyed another unit there. I mean, frankly, I was expecting Dutch East Indies. I think everybody would have been expecting Dutch East Indies. Yeah, very interesting. So we destroyed another unit there. Likely another base force, but that's good though. Right, we are attacking over here at Kungchang. Yeah, but at 0 AV, so I think we should ideally be able to force them to surrender here today. You can see that we do have a tanks here. That other division has arrived as well, so they're not in the correct mode, but ideally this will be the final phase, and ideally we can see them destroyed here today. 3-1, 128 there, 234, and they don't surrender, of bloody course. They had 14 AV, apparently. Well, we'll attack with all those units here today then. We're bombarding the 66 Chinese Corps here. A few casualties on our end there. But as you can see, he's there, which we know about. We are attacking over here. I was going to go for a shock attack, but I went for a deliberate just in case. I said that preparation to Tongi. I was hoping that he might have been in like movement mode, but just in the off chance he wasn't, and he was actually moving in combat, I thought it probably better to go for deliberate, because these guys are the best troops ever. We do kick him out of Tangi, which is good. So he's going to retreat towards last show, so we'll obviously follow that up there. Alright, I do have another unit move in there to Zongi. So, 55 casualties. Oh wow, yeah. Maybe we should have gone for a shock attack. So, yeah, that's a good result there. So we'll follow that up. Okay, so, very interesting. Yeah. But I mean, this is it. We do have assets in Japan, so I guess we'll see how it goes. We're not defenseless in the home islands by any means of the imagination there, really. By any stretch of imagination, I should say. No, it'd be very interesting if he does stick around. I mean, he hit Yokohama Yokosuka, and obviously it sucks losing the CVL there. But, frankly, yeah. Can't cry about lost milk, about spilled milk. Possibly so, possibly so. But, yeah, it'd be quite interesting because we do have the ability to bring the KB now possibly into action, so it's going to be very interesting. We are indeed. I'm going to go ahead and save it here then. Americans off the coastline. Yeah, I mean, he could try to go on a rampage around Japan, but there's only so much he can do. And if he lingers in the area, then we are gonna... I mean, this is exactly what Japan wanted, essentially, is the ability for the decisive battle to take place just outside Japan. I mean, this is it. We're not at best position, but we're not too far away. The one at Nagasaki is probably larger. Right, it's gonna reload this here. Okay. I mean, what we'll do is obviously activate the AA units in Japan. Obviously in the home islands. And we are going to go for Wake. Yeah, we are going to still get Wake. Okay. Yeah, so let's take a look over here then. So obviously this is where he hits. Let's see. Obviously a group over here as well. Obviously these guys were training. But we do have aircraft. Obviously a bunch of nates there. Just 2 zeros there. Yeah, we have some zeros there. Claudes. It's 160 odd claws, bunch of DVAs. Nates. Bunch of Jakes. Daves. Good old Dave. More bombers there. More bombers there. More torpedo bombers there. Yeah. Sure, we'll take a look there. So, 5 G3M2s there on the ground. 3 Dinas to Ops, which is actually rather surprising. That is actually quite surprising. 3 G4M3s, 3 B5M2s, 3 B5M1s, 2 B5M1s. He loses 2 PP Wild Catalinas, he loses 2 Wildcats, he loses 2 SP3s. We have a Topsy go there to Ops. Ops. He loses a Devastate, an SBD3, SB2U3, Donia 24K1, I-16 a few losses, but not a huge amount there, really. Yeah, I mean, the biggest one was obviously going to be Shoho, but, I mean, she wasn't carrying actual squadron, so we didn't lose anything there. Hamamatsu. I always forget what Hamamatsu is. I don't know if it's Hamamatsu. Well, actually, what I could do is look at land-based. Is it land-based? Yeah, it'd be land-based, wouldn't it? Hamamatsu. Oh, it's IGN, sorry. Oh, there we go, Hamamatsu. Oh, did I already look at Hamamatsu? Oh, I think I already did look at Hamamatsu. Yeah, there we go. Hey, didn't know bad. Yes, it is a different map mod. I've been using it for a little while now, actually. He has at least a night phase, put some search and night ops. Maybe so. Excuse me. So CVL there, apparently CL. We don't have good detection over here at this moment in time. What's the weather like over the homeland? Looks like I need to update the weather icons. Severe storms of the home islands at the moment in time. Okay. Yeah, 7% moonlight there. Well, I mean, this is it. As Gary points out, 7% isn't great there. But this is it. I mean, if we take a look then, so Kitabatai is currently at this position here, which is only about 40 hexes away. What we'd obviously want to do is head towards the north. The good news is we do happen to have a Shirojima with a decent amount of fuel there, so we do have a refuel point. We do also have oilers already at sea. It's an interesting move, very, very ballsy move. I mean, he obviously struck at these, these bases here, because I imagine he had signal intelligence, but very ballsy, very ballsy. I mean, this is it. We've always thought that he would do something. We're probably going to see him stick around and attempt to hit as much as he possibly can, which... okay, I mean, is actually the better option because that gives us time to actually try and close in on him. There's not a huge deal of shipping around this area. There just really isn't a huge deal. I mean, there's obviously assets in here. Let's take a look at how they're doing. I mean, obviously they're hurting right now. Mostly system damage, not much in the way of flotation damage, but this is it. Obviously they're going to be hurting. But they're in their ports. They're in a large port. There is a shipyard here. Yes, there is a repair shipyard here. So they're in the best place they can possibly be in right now. Yeah, no fires, we can repair all of them, indeed. I'm not going to put them into repair shipyard as of yet, just in case there's a better way to do things. But yeah, it's an interesting one. What we'll do then is obviously go around and activate units. Yeah, these units are obviously resting here. I should just go down here to combat. That'd be ideal. Yeah, we'll yard them soon. Lots of cap indeed. I mean, this is when we actually do have at least something. Like, actually something approximating AA. It's a big old gun there. Yeah. Some dual purpose ones there. Yeah, we're not defenseless. I mean, this is it. It's a very, very bold move, and we do obviously have the capability to throw torpedoes out. So I will... what I'll do is I'll go through Japan. I might as well do it now, actually, while I'm here. Yeah, what I'm going to do at the moment is just put the actual AA units into combat mode for the time being. Japan activates. Mobilization orders are issued across the Empire. That's pretty cool. Oh, I love how he keeps us on edge. I mean, this is it. Is it the worst case ever? No, they weren't in combat mode. Which is probably why we didn't do as well, but then this is it. How often... Now, how often? How often do you expect Japan to be attacked? Nobody gets to say, oh, I told you so. Well, this is it, but... I mean, we at least expected like some sort of prior warning, didn't we? They've been here a while, forgot about those guys. But yeah, as I said, we do have some assets here. Yeah, I mean, this is it, as Infinite says there. Pretty much my own thoughts on this is I expected some warning, but this is it, and no warning. Very interesting. It's fortunate that we did have the majority of the convoys actually head south already, so quite good there. Thank you very much for that thought. Depends on the altitude of gaming. They could have caused potentially more damage, but hey, I mean, this is it. It's genuinely unexpected, but not entirely devastating, really. I'm kind of over the point of like being distraught about carrier losses. They come and go. Obviously, we'd ideally like to retain more of them, but hey, what can we do? I think the only way he could actually one-up this would actually be to land troops on Japan. That'd be kind of crazy. We need to put listening devices on the tuner. Oh, I didn't realize I had these nail guard here. Oh no, they're already on the way to Nagasaki, that's why they're there. Okay. In fairness, what we should do is obviously concentrate the AA units. That's one thing we'll do next. I think what might be an easier idea. What I can do is set them all to combat mode. I mean, obviously there's no attacks actually issued here, and them being in combat mode isn't a problem. So, unless they're actually units like these, which may need to be in reserve or strategic. I'm sure if they need to go into combat mode, we can solve it out later. So if, yeah, we'll figure that one out later on then. Actually, I'll go and check on it now, actually. Well, let's see. Put it down. Oh, right, they're going to cross there anyway. Oh, I see, yes. They've just arrived here to be moved out. There we are. So what are we looking at VP-wise today, then? So he's obviously gained a few points there. Obviously a few points, indeed. But, yeah, frankly, had he not sunk Shoho, it would have not been a really great gain so far as yet. So he has some strategic points there. But, well, yeah, it's given us something of a surprise, but it gives us something that we actually do want here. We've always been looking for his CVs, and we are looking for that decisive battle. Maybe he does actually give it to us. It might have been potentially because... Let's see. Marcus may... There might... Well, that's right, because we didn't have a G4s... Sorry, H6K4s there. I'm pretty sure we had some able to search out here, but then this is it. Things can go wrong, because we don't honestly check in the home islands all that often. If we can get a CV in exchange, that's one. Yeah, well, that's it. We don't have great information over him here. We can obviously take a look at the actual assets that hit us and go from there. We know that he obviously hit us on the coast, but that can be repaired. I can imagine that he goes into bombard Tokyo because he can dodge mines like nobody's business. But I think that's one thing that's probably impossible for him, dare I say. Or at least if he did it, then that'd be rather fun. He'd have to obviously go through quite a lot of mines and through Yokohama, Yokosuka. He's not going to bombard. I'd be really surprised if he did bombard. Yeah, he's not going to bombard that. Yeah. Let's hope he does bombard. Hey, Daniel, good to have you, my man. Good to see you, nice. But no, I mean, this is it. Is he surely he's not going south towards the bloody swamps, that'd be crazy. Well, this is it. It's kind of crazy. I mean, sure, he's thanked this Shoho, but, well, we're kind of at this odd point now. I've never much envisioned the carriers being anything beyond a defensive tool of some moment in time. Yeah, we had a carrier strike and he sank the Shoho over here in Yokohama, Yokosuka. So we're going to have to deal with an American carrier group off the coast, but hey, we can deal with that. Yeah, I never envisioned him actually doing this, but in fairness, he's gained a couple 100 points there. But we've been getting a bloody good deal in China from all the victory points, obviously hitting the ground troops, taking the bases. So we can absorb losses like that. It's not great. Obviously, we want to be able to have a reprisal there. He's got really two choices, I suppose. Well, technically three. He could stick in the area and continue to try and hit maybe the Tokyo area or cause damage in that area, which I think is probably the least likely option. The other option, which I probably would say is more likely, is he either heads south or he heads north. I imagine he probably heads north. And then, of course, the other option being that he retreats, but I don't think he retreats. He got 129 from Shoho and only 22 from aircraft this turn. Some damage to the shipyard indeed, but obviously we can repair that. But not a huge deal really. At least not yet. Yeah, no, right there, Paul. Yeah, you're right. Right, put them onto defense there. I wanted to actually go ahead and see what it looked like there. We've got an idea of how strong it looks there. Yeah, well, this is it, Hilt. Sadly, no. Had we had at least a day's warning, we'd have been in a massively different situation. So he's been quite fortunate there. But hey, it's it's the way the cookie crumbles. Right, so be across there to... Would have been nice to have been there today, to be honest. I'll be at Nanning tomorrow, so we'll take Nanning tomorrow. Should be very nice. Ah, good. It's not so much Wake. And obviously we did try for Wake many times, but... well, that's it. Probably so. I mean, it's one of those things of where we don't often review the home islands, but it's not often we actually expect that to happen. I also revealed that we do have something of a flaw there. I thought we would have been okay because we had the Marcus H6K4 group. G4s that way. I think we had G4s elsewhere in Naval Search. Naval Search? Naval Search. But then this is it. Things get changed around. That happens. Kianko. Yes, sure, therefore. So we did have a pretty successful bombardment there. Oh, the guys at Chiba were trading. Right, okay. I thought they were on Naval Search, but that's fine. I mean, this is it. It's honestly something that's rather unexpected, so I don't think there's any issues there to be blamed. Obviously, it's something we'll bear in mind for the future. Right, so, yeah, the bombardment was actually pretty successful. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought there was the divisions then, but no, that's the R2. I was going to say, wow, they dropped back quick. But it is dropping. We're down now to 28, 30 odd there. Highest being 41. So that'll probably be entirely gone maybe in a turn or two. AV's at 1861 here at the moment in time. But we can see that the bombardment was actually pretty effective. I mean, 400 odd casualties, very nice. It actually is the Hearthfire music, so there you go. What I'm looking forward to doing then is actually employing the air power there. Right, so those look to be actually aircraft from another base out there. So he delayed one tank regiment, which, meh. We still got another 2 tank regiments there. He didn't cause any damage with the strafing, really. Looks like a couple disabled, well, 2 disabled. 1 disabled tank and 1 disabled motorized. But that could have been just from the wear and tear normally anyway. Yeah. Well, it depends. If he leaves immediately, then yeah. If he sticks around, then we can do things. It'll be very interesting. It will be very interesting. We don't have a clear count on how many carriers there are there. But the thing is, we do have assets that can be shifted towards the interior. Well, we're not defenseless. I mean, this is it. We expected the attack to take place elsewhere. Like, for example, we have... let's get rid of these transports here for the time being. I mean, there's 142 aircraft over here at Palembang, so that's a good deal of zeros there. We have radar capabilities at Palembang. We moved over 44 Key 43s there. There's probably about 50 or 60 Key 43s in Java at this moment in time. We have, what about 70-odd Key 43s there. Key 43s obviously here as well. Obviously, we do have Key 43s here too. So we have been preparing. We just, well, this is it. We did expect the attack from somewhere else. Land-based air. Well, he does have the F4Fs, but this is it. It's like what we'd need to do is essentially just cover the actual naval bombers to get through there. Yes, those ones there, BGG, we move them out. One of the groups is down here. But the good news is we know that they are now able to be moved elsewhere. So we've seen another force over here, and looks like it's going to be going in there to bombard. So it's a slightly larger force. Actually, did it move today, or did it... I think it moved, yeah. I think it was actually in a different position the day before, but yeah. But I think we have mines here. Yes, we do have mines over here now to Lagi, so that's good news. Because if you change the headquarters of a unit, it was an interesting discovery some while ago. If you change the headquarters of a unit to the 11th Air Flotilla, it's a unrestricted command under a restricted command of the General Defense. So what happens is when you have the actual base over here, you can actually have it changed over to General Defense Army, which means you can actually have then have units that are restricted transferred there. As they move to maximum bombing range. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was close by. Yeah, we did that a little while ago. Okay, so it looks like it'll be coming in again. We do have our PT boats. They still do have some torpedoes aboard there. But yes, we do have the mines there. In Solomon's. G3's there. Let's see. We do have I think a G4 squadron in this sort of area here. The G4s are currently, well, it's the G3s. I'm trying to remember where the G4s are now. Whereabouts are the G4s? Are the G4s over here? I can't remember where the G4s are. G3's there. No, G3s are actually far better in this situation. I don't think it's worthwhile having G4s if you can't escort them. I mean, they're great, don't get me wrong, but there's no problem with having G3s in this area. Having G4s would be nice, but I'd rather have G4s elsewhere. Which is why they're actually elsewhere at this moment in time. I can't remember where I really put them now. I think they're over in die at this moment in time. Let's see. Naval bombers. Palembang, Paramashiro, Jima, Chiba, Lablen. Yep, Chiba. Kopang. Yeah, but over here. No, I'm talking about the days before. I mean, this is why they're not in the area, because obviously before this we didn't know his carriers weren't actually in the area. We have been obviously wanted to go ahead and actually strike out from Solomon's. We just obviously need to have a base. But I mean, we could do that, potentially. I mean, let's see, the range would be 14 to Lagi. Oh, right, I see what you mean now. Sorry, I misunderstood what you meant there earlier. I thought you meant, like, retroactively. But no, we could take a look at that. It does make me wonder where the British are. We know there's Hermes over here, so he might be looking towards potentially having a secondary strike out here into the die. But I'm sure we could probably shift some assets to a degree. It depends on what he does there, really. Very much depends on what he does. Okay, they're loading troops there. How many are there? Not a huge deal to be loaded yet. I'm thinking more potentially G4s maybe in this area. Don't get me wrong, we'll try and punish them, right? I mean, we're building up the base over here at Shotlands. Be able to transfer there shortly and then start running the torpedoes out from there. I still think it's better to have the G4s out this way. This area has been a different sort of contemplation for a while. Obviously, we had expected potentially carriers to possibly be in this area. But yeah, as BGG says there, the best chance of any sort of reprisal would be the Kidabazai, which we'll have to take a look at. It'll be very interesting. If he does go deeper in, then we do have a great chance to actually potentially strike at him in these areas. And it does give us more time. He does like to be tricky. He certainly does like to be tricky. I'd imagine we've got to be somewhat on our toes here. I'd say for the moment, we also continue with the wake operation. As far as it goes for the damage he can cause in the home islands, well, now that we're aware of him, it's obviously going to be lessened. There is shipping, but there's not a tremendous amount of shipping. Now, Duke's good. I like Duke. But I think what we'll do is we'll continue with the actual wake operation for the time being. The reason being, well, we can't afford the wake operation to just be smashed by something potentially maybe still out here. We don't know how many carriers he actually has there, so we'll continue as is. Then obviously if the coast is essentially clear, then we can go ahead and look towards that. But I will see. We shall see. Right. But no, it's not that bad. I mean, this is it. We've had worse in the past. Okay, they're heading to Rangoon. Is our Afghan battalions will come in handy? Does he know you are coming back awake? Oh, he knows that we're awake. We didn't actually get any accurate information over the actual task forces there, which is a bit of an issue there. Quests in typical AR fashion. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sounds like you have... Oh, no, we have more than that in the home islands. Are you talking about in terms of, like, search? There are, like, aircraft with longer range, but they have been training. This is it. It's one of these where we've obviously been calling our pants down, but... I guess it's a pretty shocking situation, but oh well. But we do have means to strike back. I mean, at Tokyo alone, there's 306 Ka-27s, which obviously they're Ka-27s, but if they can actually allow us to actually get a strike out there, then that's still good. That'd be very interesting. We do have the mean to strike. I mean, this is just the problem that we always have. Had we had some sort of indication prior, then we would have potentially known about this. Me and Infinite had discussed in past about having like a sort of tripwire, and I guess we should have had that established, but, well, this is it. We can get that done. He's made a very bold move, and this is it. Bold moves actually are bold. They're unexpected, so I tip my hat to him, I guess. As you say there, Mike. Okay. The area of carriers is currently thunderstorms, which obviously makes things harder on us, but I think it obviously messes around with his coordination as well. Well, that's it there. God damn it, Hill. I like that one. Nah, it's a very interesting move. Okay, so we do have the 2 naval guards there. Does one also show T? No. Oh. What do you mean Thunder? Well, I've seen Thunder here. I forgot what the thing is for like the actual weather one. Like low cost AKs, maybe low cost PBs, something like very low cost essentially. That I can just essentially sit out that way. Tell you what we can do here then. Whereabouts is it? Not that. It's not that. Which, oh, I forget it plays music when you do all that. I forgot you can see where the hotkeys are. Oh, I forgot where you see them now. Let's play the music in the background. Is it 2? Yes, there we go, 3. So, yes, we're seeing thunderstorms around the home islands at the moment. Press M. Press M for murder. Oh, god damn it, Gary. I've got the music up again. As suitably epic as it is. Right, how are we looking here then? Pretty good. Go for an attack there. Oh, you have to have a mod in place, right. Yeah, I need to actually edit things, don't I? Yeah, so they've got a fair amount of disabled there, which kind of sucks. I can leave the brigade there, no problemo. I'm going to have to bring another force down here. We'll soon have a division on its way. We'll have a couple divisions on their way, so we can go ahead and hit that. So 17th there, obviously a couple disabled. Obviously we will not attack there again, but we do hold them in place now. Which is good. And that's the thing that we're going to do here, and is essentially check him. Right, so I do have this element over here. I try to make sure that we're going to have something in every position here. I always attempted to move down this way. God, he's annoying. He's so annoying. What I could do with doing then is having like a very small unit. Well, I'll do. Let's march that over there. He's marching through swamps, so it'll take a long time, but once I can get some units in there, it'll be okay. I just need to bomb them into bloody oblivion. Right, 30 there, 46. They'll be across there shortly. Yep, looking forward to when we can take Yan'an. There's only Yan'an in this area here to take, which is very nice. Closing on that unit there. Yeah, so we'll arrive there tomorrow. They're moving in there. I spoke too soon. They've already arrived, the ones I'm thinking of. No, they haven't. Never mind. Ah, it's that one there. Have that move in movement mode. Just to take that hex side, but I imagine he'd retreat towards Yunnan anyway. So, we do have him trapped now, Kung Chang. So, he's kind of buggered at this point in time. So, we'll go ahead, and I think we could go for a shock attack there. Considering he has effectively no supply, his AV was very limited. So, we'll attack there, and ideally end it. Once it's over, that means we have those forces effectively freed up. There's still these units over here, but they're obviously much smaller, much easier to deal with. So it's not that long before we can have potentially another division sent out towards Kyenko. We'll have additional armored units moving out that way too as well, which I'm looking forward to. There we are. In a position here. An attack. Still moving south, are we? What is there not a road connection there? Oh, there's no road connection there. God, I should have taken a look at that earlier, because I could have had those tanks moving north like 2 turns ago. God damn it. Right, head that way then. What I'll do is get a unit there, but it can cross over here in a little bit of time. Now marching that way. Okay. Well, they're going to go ahead and rest here today. We do have Yartia there. That's going to be another one that can move up there too. Yeah, and we're not far from last show now. 34, 39. They may actually arrive next turn. The ones at 39 I think should arrive. So not far out now. Tanker there. And we do have our elements over here. The APDs did make it in. So they can head down here to Devoy. Safe. Actually, just go direct. You're pretty quick moving anyway. It's taken them a fair while to load up there, but that's not too surprising. I do hope it's not like a single unit that they failed to load. I think it's just this. It's not that naval guard. I think it's just this. Oh, there's only the. Goddamn, there's only the one vehicle there. But there'll be away next turn then. I decided to go ahead and actually take a bunch of ships out from Rangoon as well, so these ships are heading back to Singapore. That could have been done in a better way, but I was a bit rushing at that moment in time. Oh well. No, it's certainly an interesting situation, because he's actually given us now, and this is it, we always knew it was going to happen. We always knew it was going to happen regarding, but then again, actually, his position's really intriguing, so he might have actually been looking to hit Tokyo, regardless of knowing where KGB was or not. Maybe he was based up with the Aleutians. I mean, this is it, it's a very interesting move. But either way, it's unexpected. I thought it was going to happen elsewhere, but that's certainly interesting. It does mean that in other areas we can certainly act in a very different manner now. And there's certainly other places where he could potentially cause more pain, but yeah. Obviously what we'll look at doing then is moving assets in the home isles and making them safe, but in fairness, the vast majority could just remain in port, and this is it. If he remains in the area to strike, well, that means he's potentially open to being struck at. So we'll see how that goes. Right, they're moving in there. And I was going to have them actually move there, but decided it's actually probably a better idea to have the supply moved here, considering we're actually lacking that supply. I would like to get that supply up. A bit of supply that can be moved from elsewhere. Aye, very interesting. Right, so they're going to arrive there shortly. They retreated in a direction, which is actually good. What's that terrain there? Oh yeah, the terrain on the coast is clear. There's a goddamn trail there, just a pain in the arse. There's, yeah, so I'd have to go secondary road into trail, which is sucky. There's a secondary road there halfway, but no road, so I'm better off just going to the north. So we'll do that, head north. Maybe I give them a turn to rest. Nah, they're in malaria zone, so it's not much point really. So I'll just move them up that way. Then armored units as well, and they'll be okay. And they're moving down there. Yep, okay. Means we have that hex. We can go ahead and attack here again today. There's quite a lot of fatigue. I think I might give them another day to rest and burn off that fatigue there, perhaps. No rush. Right there, head into Malang. There, we're into Malang now. So yeah, we do have our forces converging towards the Surabaya area. So it's not going to be too long now before we can actually go ahead and destroy them in Surabaya. Which would be very nice. That'd be quite good indeed. Just building up that AV to be able to smash him and ideally take it intact. Every day means more preparation for Surabaya, speaking of. Surabaya. I think one unit's moved out already, I think, which is the engineer units. Am I imagining that? That was an engineer unit here, wasn't there? I'm not just like going mad here, am I? Oh right, they're there. Fuck me, they move quick. Well, I mean, we do have a lot of major rail there, so fair enough. At least they'll arrive fairly quickly when they get down there, then, so that's good to know. Right, so in Hex over here, which is cool. What I'll do is have them prep to take that Hex. Ideally, we can then force them to surrender. These guys are going to march down here to this base here. So what we'll do then is we'll take that base, and from that point, he really has nowhere to retreat, well, to then. Unless he can count these islands over here. But I can't imagine he can trace supply from an island. I mean, they might be freaking like magicians, but I don't think they can break... I don't think they can pull that sort of shit out of their arse. Right. I'm actually air transporting over the 3rd Air Division here. So it'll take a little bit of time to get over here. But I thought, well, best to base it over here. We can have it moved out elsewhere if we wish to do so. Excuse me. Move in additional units over this way. Oh, there's a 3rd RTA there. Well, they're in clear terrain now, actually, so maybe we do march that way. And it's clear into jungle rough, so in clear terrain they'll make about 10 miles a day. So it'll take a while, but if he's not moving, then that's a-okay. I just want to really trap him here, really. We have 16 AV here. It's not a huge amount of AV, but it's still AV. It's jungle there, so it's ×2, but yeah, we'll see. He may not even be able to defeat that that small amount of AV. Why are you not in... Why are you not in... Why are you not in... Why? Why the fuck was that in combat mode? For fuck's sake. Oh well. That's typical. Well. That tank will be across there tomorrow. So we'll have another 2 tank regiments converging at this point over here then. That'll be quite good. No, so we'll see what we can do then to actually respond to him. But we do have options. I mean, the fact that we have 300 Key 27s in Tokyo alone. I mean, this is it. We do have assets. We just need to obviously mobilize them. I don't think he'll be sticking around, frankly. We'll also just take a look at where we are potentially vulnerable to being hit. But he's going to have to hit these ports, which means he's exposing himself potentially to danger. He's lingering around the area. He knows where Kitabatai is now, but he will not know where Kitabatai will be next turn. He might actually envision that we head straight towards him, which would be the likely option. But I think in all fairness, I think we do continue with the Wake operation. We must take Wake. We have too much really in the field here to just like simply say, right, okay, we'll go for the Wake later. So we need to take it. Damage looking good there. Looks like he has actually taken aircraft out of Moresby entirely. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at our R&D. So 8 days, 9 days there, so not far away. 96% here, so not far. Then another 176 Claudes at Gifu. Gifu. You mean Gifu twice? 59 zeros at Hamamatsu. Another 79 Key 27s at Maizu. No, Nagoya. I was like, Gifu and Gifu? Okay. All those go dancing years are catching up. Wake me up before you go, he would say to his clients. I just laughed there. Oh dear. Okay, 5-5. Looking for the next 5, but we'll get it sooner or later. I may actually go ahead and expand that repair shipyard at Manila one day. Yokohama does need repair there, so he damaged about 17, which is going to cost us a few K in supply, but we do have a few K in supply. Yeah. And this is it. Assets like this, the cool thing is because they're not transporting troops, is they can be disbanded, which is very nice. Alright, we'll see. We shall see. We'll get those, like, submarines heading south. I'm kind of glad I kept them there for the time being by mistake, but we can have them head south. Right, so we have the tanks there. 6th Army headquarters is not too far now, so they're moving across. So over here, then at Chongqing, 9 out of 10. 16 units here. Seeing 9 out of 10 there. He's not moving those units there. I have the 2 paratroopers over here at Canton. I'm honestly just waiting for him to make a mistake or move something out to the base sufficiently to make it vulnerable to paratrooper activity. Paratrooper activity. Paranormal trooper activity. Yes. Sugoi. So does nice. Now we need to get into combat mode here. The sounds are actually quite nice and effective there, so that's good. So we can continue that. As we need, so you can imagine, probably wouldn't cause as much damage at Kyanko due to being ×2 terrain, but can still cause a good deal of damage there. I'm looking forward to doing that. Soon. Just need to get the aviation support in place. It is being moved out that way. Just take some time. Yeah, that's heading to SunYan. It's going to take some time to get up there, but once we have some additional aviation spotted, quite good. I mean, what I could potentially do is actually take Yichang there and build up the airfield there, because it is closer. But in fairness, it's not that much closer. We do have the range, but it's just... being closer does really reduce the amount of ops losses. And that base is always quite interesting, so it could be potentially used to just push on towards that road there. We'll see. Let's take a look over here then. So we took the base. Wow, there's 6k supply there. I don't know whether that's our supply, or whether any of that supply was there already. I'm not sure. Few disabled there. And this is it. You don't... divisions are great, but divisions do get hurt when you fight alone. But that was an important victory. In fairness, we did cause quite a lot of losses on him. We could probably move on. But what I'm going to do is move them here to make sure we take control of that terrain. There we are. It was fortified, so yeah, in fairness, it was going to be tough. I think we'll probably be okay to cross the river. We did cause a bit of damage there. It'd be great to have another division, but it's putting the pressure on him here, which is important. Right. I don't know what kind of unit it has here. Oh yes, I know there, BGG. You are right, my son. I might go for a bombardment just to go ahead and see what the waters are like there. Because I don't know how strong it is. The good news is I do have the ability to bombard him in the near future. 44 days here for Icey. It's been a while since I actually checked on that. Actually, let's double check on the Icey. We might be able to speed that up in a way. Still major damage there. Okay, 44 days it is. I bet Haruna. Oh yes, Haruna's active. I didn't even realize Haruna was active there. When did Haruna become active? Was that this time? Because I can't remember her being active. Ah, Hurricane sighted over the 7th Tank Regiment. That's interesting. Maybe Manila Maru towed out to shipyard at Yokohama, Yokosuka Junior. That's cool. Ah, yes, there we go. Haruna. She senses the danger. She senses the danger to the homeland. Therefore, she has been made ready. But that's actually something we can make use of. Looks like it's getting crazy here. Canton expands to size 2 French frigate shoals. Something expands to fortificate. Well, something else there, but it expanded, I think. Mahan has been reported to have been sunk. Interesting. So what we will do then, as said, is divide that. Allow them to recover for the time being. Have a plan for Kukong. No, I mean, this is it. We do stand to gain a lot from the fall of China, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I think we are in a good position regarding it. I think it will be done. We do have our assets begin to move out. Yeah, they're still loading. We'll be able to get those divisions heading that way. So we have 39th Division here. What are the roads like? Secondary, isn't it? Okay. I think in this situation it's actually better to march the division down that way. The reason being, it actually gives me a nice solid unit there to use. Why does it say no destination set? That doesn't make sense. I quite literally own those hex sites. Yeah, I bloody well thought so. 8552. And that's a unit that can't go nowhere, so it'll inevitably be destroyed. Let's see. Yeah, that was actually rather interesting. Well, the first turn is usually the worst in terms of actual damage that could be caused, but it was actually rather cool to see him actually do that. What do we see? Here's the contract. So we see the red Chinese forces there. Quite a few calls. Yeah, did a fair bit of damage there, actually. Nice to see them actually destroying units on the ground too, so that's quite nice. And that's something that we can definitely keep up. Yeah, those SB3s, wow, there's quite a few of them, actually. But I mean, in fairness, I mean, they are dropping bombs, so I mean, they can cause damage, but we'll just have to keep moving. I mean, even in combat mode, they're still moving 30 miles a day. Right, so he came in, yeah, he came in lowish. It's a shame that we didn't have the AA activated, but, unexpected. Ah, there we go. Ammo storage explosion on Shoho. I think that's obviously what killed her. But she has no armor anyway, so I'm not too surprised there. Yes, so Changsha hit us a couple cores there. I think we're aware of where most of his cores are, to be honest. They can recover that. It's almost there. I don't think we had great odds there. Not too far. That could have been better. It takes a while to recover those disabled, but still worthwhile doing. Yeah, that Kianko, that was quite nice, but to see that we only, I mean, that, wow, I mean, 15 squads destroyed is not bad at all. I think days of successive bombardments will certainly have an impact there. I'm glad that Lucina's finally bloody done. That means that we can actually free up all that artillery now to head elsewhere. That supply's moved in there. I reckon that's what we had anyway. There we are. I don't think we need a garrison here. No, we do not. So that's finally done with, which is good. And we've arrived over here at Gagayan, which is good news. So what I'm going to do is just sit on Gagayan until we have forces enough to really bring it to an end quickly. Our tankers have actually made it quite nicely. Cool. Yeah, finally at last. I mean, that was kind of crazy how that turned out. Definitely should not have turned out that way. Yeah, I mean, these are assets that we'll obviously have to look towards shepherding in a way. But, this is it. It'll be interesting to see what happens. She just needs an aircraft, does she? Right, our division has a ride over here. Okay. Right, well, I mean, this is obviously going to take some time to take a look at and just make sure everything's done that can be done. So I think we'll call it here, but yeah, I mean, how crazy is that? Indeed, the slow blade pierces a shield. Apparently so. Looks like it's taking its time there. Yeah. I mean, what we'll do then is, once Java's done, because we've already arrived over here, we've already landed over here at Mindanao, means it is far easier to actually take Mindanao. It looks like the illusions will have to be shelved temporarily until we deal with the carriers there, but it cannot last forever. He has only a certain amount of ordnance. He'll probably switch over to potentially torpedoes, but he only has a certain amount of ordnance either way. The longer he spends out by Japan, the greater the threat is to him. He's bloody good at getting my carriers. If we could return the favour, I would be very happy about that. But even so, the likelihood is he does turn the other way. I do think it's very likely he continues to try and essentially continue attacking. I think he's probably going to do that. He probably sees that maybe has at least 2 to 3 days before he has to really consider getting the arse out of there. But we'll see. We shall see. We have means to strike. We'll have to just see what we can do about it. But even then, I still think it's worthwhile to continue with the wake operation. If he lingers around, he's eventually going to have to look for a place to, well, make port and obviously refuel. There's a lot of ships out there. I reckon he'll probably move towards the illusions, really. I'd imagine so. I mean, there is what's left of the Philippines, but that's very dangerous. And if you move, to be honest, we'd prefer him to move to the Dutch East Indies because we can actually strike them, but I don't think he'd do that. I don't think it's that crazy. The interesting thing is we do have this headquarters here now, the 5th Fleet, which... at Marcus, there's H6K4s there. He could head that way, but I doubt it. I mean, maybe he would look towards actually attacking this, but I doubt he'd do that. I doubt he would. He might be looking to try... Whoops. He might be looking to try and separate KB. I think what we'll do is we make sure this goes ahead. And take it out one step at a time there, really. Yeah, essentially so, yeah, it looks to be like that. He might have actually been experimenting with it, really. He might have just been sending ships out that way and just seeing if they got detected and thinking, right, okay, they haven't been detected, so I'll just carry on. Who knows? Who knows? But there we go, we'll call it here, so thank you very much there for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly quite the audacious move by Admiral Dadman. I don't think he'd be like that, but I can understand what you mean. But in all honesty, it makes it a very interesting game. Looking forward to seeing how it actually progresses from this point here, really. With that one, I mean, this is it. He probably has gotten signal intelligence. Aye. Until next time, thank you for watching. I guess as I have a beautiful evening. Have a great day. If you have enjoyed my content, then please do consider becoming a Twitch subscriber. That'd be much appreciated. And follow myself here on Twitch as well at XTRG. That would be really highly appreciated. I shall go and see if I've got some history work to do now. Fuck's sake. Until next time, goodbye. And for the safety of the Emperor, then I'll Banzai. Bye for now.